To better understand the extinctions and how far apart they were, we're going to be explaining how the periods were set up. So, each set of periods was within an era. Each set of eras is within an eon. In recorded life, there have only been 2 eons, Precambrian and Phanerozoic. In the Precambrian, there were 2 eras, Archean and Proterozoic, each with an early, middle and late set of periods. In the Phanerozoic, there were 3 eras, the Paleozoic, before dinosaurs, the Mesozoic, during dinosaurs, and the Cenozoic, after dinosaurs. These 3 eras saw some of the most important evolutionary developments ever, like the evolution of eyes, the evolution of plants, the evolution of amphibians, and the evolution of dinosaurs, the death of dinosaurs, the evolution of people, and maybe the death of people too. No, this isn't right. So quickly we'll go through the first 4 of the big 5 so that we can move on to the most important 5th extinction. Oh, hello there. You've caught me putting on my favourite lip gloss. The first period we'll be talking about is the Ordovician. So first we're going to be talking about the late Ordovician mass extinction, which occurred 443 million years ago and killed off over 85% of all animals and plants alive at the time. So what caused this? Well, actually, it was an ice age, strangely enough. An ice age suddenly hit the Ordovician era and caused all animals to either flee to the equator or freeze to death. This is because insulating blubber didn't exist back then, and nor did warm-blooded animals. I bet you thought I was behind one of those bins. Kung Fu! Our next period is the Devonian. So next up is the late Devonian mass extinction, which caused the deaths of over 75% of all flora and fauna around at the time. So what caused this catastrophe? Well, similar to the Cretaceous mass extinction, this was a giant meteoroid impact. However, instead of spreading debris everywhere, this one caused huge tectonic disturbances, like earthquakes and earth tremors, and volcanoes and supervolcanoes like Yellowstone. And this just destroyed all of the coral reefs at the time, which pretty much covered the planet, which everything relied on. This caused a huge food chain collapse, which led to the deaths of most animals around at the time. Yeah, so our next period's going to be the Permian. So now on to the Permian mass extinction, or the Great Dying. So the Permian mass extinction was triggered by none other than catastrophic methane release, which is where gas particles built up from decomposing animal and plant bodies underground is all released through tectonic activity up into regular ground and then into the air. And this suffocates everything. In fact, 96% of all life around at the time died in the mass extinction known as the Permian mass extinction, or even these trilobites would have died in it, which is pretty cool. Ooh, I want a cookie. That looks nice. Yeah. Let's go, cookie. Triassic mass extinction was the one to mark the beginning of the dinosaurs' reign as most common animal. This is because it knocked out the last of their competitors known as the synapsids. These included animals like Placerias. These were all paramammals, or mammal-like reptiles. Much is known about the Triassic mass extinction, but there are 2 prevailing theories as to what caused it: climate change and flood basalt eruptions, which are a form of volcanic eruption that cause a lot of lava to spew out onto the landscape and burn all of the trees and wildlife in the surrounding area.
The next period is the Cretaceous.
The Cretaceous mass extinction was caused by a variety of factors. Intense tectonic activity caused earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, releasing CO2 and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, which led to global warming. Next to me are two towers, each representing a model ecosystem. One remains undisturbed, whereas the other is as it would have been in the Cretaceous. It's been degraded by environmental hazards. As you can see, the stable ecosystem has suffered far less damage than the unstable ecosystem, as it would have been in the Cretaceous meteoroid impact in Yucatan.